Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of NASCAR Underdogs. Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton is a former NASCAR driver that competed from 1988 through 2006. He was a winner in all three top touring series in NASCAR. Also, he won the 2004 Craftsman Truck Series championship. After a fight with cancer, Hamilton passed away at his home in 2007. This is the story of his career. Bobby Hamilton started his racing career at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, even winning back-to-back track championships in the late model division in 1987 and 1988. He started his NASCAR career when he took an Xfinity Series car of his own to NASCAR Xfinity Series starts near the end of the 1988 Xfinity Series season in a number 16 Chevrolet. Hamilton's best finish was 14th at Charlotte. For the 1989 Xfinity Series season, Hamilton was picked up by Fillmore Racing to drive full-time behind the wheel of their number 8 Lighting and Fans Buick. His best start was 3rd at Louisville in the spring. His best finish was 1st at Richmond in the fall. This was his first and only career Xfinity Series victory. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 1 win, 4 top 5s, and 6 top 10s, finishing 11th in final point standings. That same season, he ran his first full-time season in NASCAR. He got to run his first NASCAR Cup Series event. In a kind of odd way to make your Cup Series debut, Hamilton did so behind the wheel of a number 51 Exxon Chevrolet movie car from the movie Days of Thunder, and a car that was not intended to be competitive. He qualified 5th and even led 5 laps before he blew the engine, finishing 32nd. It was a car that was prepared by Hendrick Motorsports. Then in 1990, Hamilton returned to the Fillmore Racing team, number 8 TIC Oldsmobile. Once again, full-time. His best start was 5th, 4 times, in the spring at Martinsville, Hickory, Lanier, and Bristol in the fall. His best finish was 3rd twice, in the summer at Volusia County, and then at South Boston. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 0 wins, 7 top 5s, and 14 top 10s, finishing 11th once again in final points. In the Cup Series, Hamilton made 3 starts for Mark Smith, behind the wheel of his number 68 Country Time Lemonade Pontiac. His best start was 8th in the spring at Charlotte. His best finish was 28th in the fall at Charlotte. So, in 1991, Bobby Hamilton continued his climb up the NASCAR ladder. He made the jump to full-time NASCAR Cup Series competition, running for Rookie of the Year honors in 1991, driving for TriStar Motorsports in their number 68 Country Time Lemonade Oldsmobile, full-time. His best start was 5th twice, in the summer at Daytona and the fall at Richmond. His best finish was 6th at Rockingham in the fall. Overall, he scored 4 top 10s, finishing 22nd in final points. He also won Rookie of the Year honors. He made 1 Xfinity Series start for the same team he drove for in the Cup Series, at IRP, starting 20th and finishing 25th. In 1992, Hamilton once again returned to TriStar Motorsports in their number 68 Country Time Lemonade Oldsmobile, and for the second half of the season, Ford, full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series. His best start was 4th at Rockingham in the fall. His best finish was 8th at Phoenix in the fall. Overall, they scored 2 top 10s, finishing 25th in final points. Once again, he made 1 Xfinity Series start, once again at IRP, starting 11th and finishing 25th. Driving for Fred Turner in a number 48 Country Time Lemonade Oldsmobile. Now, in 1993, Hamilton's ride in the Cup Series with TriStar Motorsports, well, he was out of following race 8 at Martinsville. His best start with the number 68 was 9th at Martinsville in the spring. His best finish was 15th at Rockingham in the spring. Next, he made 2 starts for Atkins Motorsports in the number 38 Holgate Toys Ford. His best start was 33rd, and his best finish was 10th, both coming in the spring at Dover. Then he made 5 starts for Dick Moroso in his number 20 Finalube Ford. His best start was 6th in Atlanta in the fall. His best finish was 17th in the summer at Daytona. Overall, he scored 1 top 10 finish in 15 starts. In the Xfinity Series, he made 7 starts in 93. 3 for Atkins Sutton Racing in the number 38 Country Time Lemonade Ford. And his best start in the number 38 was 19th at Hickory in the spring. His best finish was 9th at IRP in the summer. Then he made 3 starts for Key Motorsports in the number 05 Moen Fawcett's Chevrolet. His best start was 17th, and his best finish was 21st, both coming at Richmond in the fall. The last Xfinity Series start he made was for Day Enterprises Racing in the number 16 31W Insulation Chevrolet in Atlanta, starting 20th and finishing 38th. Bobby landed himself a new Cup Series ride full-time for the 1994 season, this time with Team Sabco and the number 40 Kendall Oil Pontiac. His best start was 7th at Richmond in the fall. His best finish was 9th at Bristol in the spring. Overall, he scored 1 top 10 finish, finishing 23rd in final points. At the end of the season, Hamilton parted ways with Team Sabco. Now, the following season, in 1995, Hamilton joined Petty Enterprises, driving the number 43 STP Pontiac. His best start was 2nd twice, at Richmond in the spring, then at Indy in the summer. His best finish was 2nd at Dover in the fall. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 0 wins, 4 top 5s, and 10 top 10s, finishing 14th in final points. He made 4 Xfinity Series starts, driving for Felix Sabates in his number 42 Band-Aid Pontiac. His best start was 12th at Daytona in the spring, and his best finish was 15th at Nashville in the spring. After Petty Enterprises not scoring a victory since 1984, in 1996, Bobby Hamilton was able to get them back to victory lane. He returned again full-time in the Cup Series, and his best start was 1st twice at Michigan in the spring and then at Martinsville in the fall. And like the aforementioned victory, his best finish was 1st at Phoenix in the fall. Overall, he scored 2 poles, 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 11 top 10s, finishing 9th in final points. This would end up being his career best Cup Series points finish. Also, he made 1 Xfinity Series start, driving for Terry Labonte in a number 5 Bear Chevrolet at Homestead in the fall, starting 32nd and finishing 24th. Hamilton also made his Craftsman Truck Series debut, driving for Chuck Spicer in his number 48 STP Chevrolet, making 2 starts. His best start was 1st at Martinsville in the fall. His best finish was 25th at North Wilkesboro in the fall. The 1997 NASCAR Cup Series season came around, and again, it was a solid season for Bobby Hamilton. Returning to the number 43 STP Pontiac from Petty Enterprises, his best start was 1st twice at Pocono in the spring and Phoenix in the fall. His best finish was 1st at Rockingham in the fall. Overall, he scored 2 poles, 1 win, 6 top 5s, and 8 top 10s, finishing 16th in the final point standings. He made 2 Craftsman Truck Series starts in a truck he owned, a number 1 and a number 51, Southern Pride Trucking Chevrolet. His best start was 14th, and his best finish was 5th, both coming at Martinsville in the fall. At the end of the season, Hamilton and Petty Enterprises parted ways. Morgan McClure Motorsports was the new team that Hamilton would drive for the next season in 1998 full-time, behind the wheel of their number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. His best start was 1st, and his best finish was 1st, both coming at Martinsville in the spring. This was Morgan McClure Motorsports' last Cup Series victory. Overall, he scored 1 pole, 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 8 top 10s, finishing 10th in final points. He also made 3 Xfinity Series starts in his own number 40 and number 1 Southern Pride Trucking Chevrolet. His best start was 8th, and his best finish was 33rd, both coming at Martinsville in the fall. Once again, he returned to Morgan McClure Motorsports' number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet full-time. His best start was 5th at Darlington in the fall, and his best finish was 4th at Richmond in the spring. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 0 wins, 1 top 5, and 10 top 10s, finishing 13th in final point standings. In the Xfinity Series, he made 3 starts, driving for Mac Martin in his number 94 and number 80 Hot Tamale Chevrolet. His best start was 25th, and his best finish was 15th, both coming at Dover in the fall. Also, Hamilton made 5 starts for his own team in the Craftsman Truck Series, driving at number 04 and number 4. Dana Corporation Chelsea Dodge. His best start was 1st at Richmond in the fall, and his best finish was 4th at Fontana in the fall. A brand new decade, the year 2000, and Hamilton ran one more full-time season with Morgan McClure Motorsports. His best start was 7th at Martinsville in the fall, and his best finish was 7th at Darlington in the spring. The performance fell way off for the team this season. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, and only 2 top 10s, finishing 30th in final points. He also made 5 more Craftsman Truck Series starts, driving for his own team, the number 4 Dana Corporation Dodge. His best start was 1st at Memphis in the spring. His best finish was 1st at Martinsville in the spring. Overall, he scored 1 pole, 1 win, 1 top 5, and 2 top 10s. So, in 2001, Hamilton made the move over to Andy Petrie Racing, driving the number 55 Square D Chevrolet. His best start was 2nd at Talladega in the fall. His best finish was 1st at Talladega in the spring. This would be Hamilton's final Cup Series victory. Overall, he scored 1 pole, 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 7 top 10s, finishing 18th final points. He made 2 Xfinity Series starts. His best start was 17th, and his best finish was 20th, both coming at Nashville in the spring, driving a number 1 Yellow Freight Chevrolet for James Finch. In the Craftsman Truck Series, he made 5 starts in his own number 4 Dana Corporation Dodge. His best start was 2nd at Loudon in the summer, and his best finish was 1st at Darlington in the spring. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 1 win, 2 top 5s, and 3 top 10s in 5 starts. Hamilton's final full-time NASCAR Cup Series season came in 2002, again driving the number 55 Schneider Electric Chevrolet for Andy Petrie Racing. His best start was 2nd at Martinsville in the spring. His best finish was 9th, twice, at Rockingham and Dover in the spring. He sustained a shoulder injury, causing him to miss 5 races in the second half of the season. Overall, in 31 starts, he scored 3 top 10s, finishing 32nd in final points. Hamilton made 2 Craftsman Truck Series starts, driving for himself in the number 4 Square D Dodge. His best start was 7th, and his best finish was 14th. After an injury the season before, and the fact that the team he was driving for was having real issues finding sponsors, Andy Petrie Racing, so he decided to just go ahead and make the move to the Craftsman Truck Series full-time, driving for his own team. A number 4 Square D Dodge. His best start was 1st 3 times, at Dover in Texas in the spring, and Homestead in the fall. His best finish was 1st twice, at Darlington in the spring, then at Homestead in the fall. Overall, he scored 3 poles, 2 wins, 10 top 5s, and 18 top 10s, finishing 6th in final points. Now, in 2004, Hamilton returned to the Craftsman Truck Series full-time, once again driving for his own team, the number 4 Square D Dodge. His best start was 1st at Martinsville in the fall, and his best finish was 1st 4 times at Atlanta, Memphis, and Kentucky in the spring, then in the summer at Nashville Fairgrounds. Now, overall, he scored 1 pole, 4 wins, 12 top 5s, and 16 top 10s, finishing 1st in final points. Also, he made 1 Xfinity Series start, driving for James Finch at IRP, starting 13th and finishing 16th. And now, I didn't mean Nashville Fairgrounds, I just meant Nashville Super Speedway. Now, 2005 would end up being Bobby Hamilton's final full-time season of any kind in NASCAR. Once again, he ran full-time in the Craftsman Truck Series, driving for himself in the number 04 Bailey's Dodge. His best start was 1st at Martinsville in the spring. His best finish was first twice at Daytona and Mansfield in the spring. Overall, he scored 1 pole, 2 wins, 6 top 5s, and 12 top 10s, finishing 6th in final points. Hamilton also made his final 3 NASCAR Cup Series starts, 2 for his own team, the number 04 Bailey's Dodge, and 1 for James Finch in the number 09 Mikasuki Gaming and Resorts Dodge. His best start was 26th at Atlanta in the fall, driving his own number 04, and his best finish was 27th at Indy in the summer, driving, again, his own 04. He also made his final 5 Xfinity Series starts, driving for the Sadler brothers in their number 95 Dodge. His best start was 19th, and his best finish was 6th, both coming at Nashville in the spring. Bobby's final 3 Craftsman Truck Series starts came the first 3 races of the 2006 season. His best start was 21st at Fontana in the spring. He was driving his own number 18 Fastenal Dodge. His best finish was 14th in Atlanta in the spring. Bobby Hamilton got diagnosed with head and neck cancer the morning of his last Truck Series start, the race in Atlanta. Bobby Hamilton Jr. finished out the season for his father. Kyle Busch ran a memorial scheme just like Rowdy Burns from Days of Thunder, the character that Bobby Hamilton was driving as in the movie. And he continues to run the number 51 today, does Kyle Busch. Now, on January 7th, 2007, at home with his family beside him, Bobby Hamilton passed away. Driving for 20 different teams across the top 3 NASCAR Touring Series, a winner in each series, a champion in the Truck Series in 2004. He won 4 times in the Cup Series with 3 different teams. He was the first driver to get Petty Enterprises a victory in the Cup Series since Richardpetty in 1984. Overall, in 371 Cup Series starts, he scored 5 poles, 4 wins, 20 top 5s, and 67 top 10s. His best points finish was 9th in 1996 while driving the number 43 for Petty Enterprises. In 86 Xfinity Series starts, he scored 0 poles, 1 win, 11 top 5s, and 22 top 10s. His best points finish was 11th twice in 1989 and 1990 while driving for Fillmore Racing. In 102 Craftsman Truck Series starts, he scored 5 poles, 10 wins, 33 top 5s, and 54 top 10s, with the best points finish of 1st in 2004, while driving a number 4 Dodge for himself. Thanks for watching, y'all. Take care.